Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Afron Framble, and this is the update for games, shows, and movies I'm looking forward to in February 2022. First, a quick update. I just ordered a webcam and a digital sketchpad so I can do art videos in a digital version, so you should see me trying to figure that out in a future video. And you should notice some slightly better quality. Maybe I'll do something with the lighting next. Right now it's just a desk lamp, but I think the effect is okay. I don't know, I'll play around with it. So here are the February releases I'm looking forward to the most. So first, I'm not a big fan of zombie monster games, so I'm not really sure that I'm going to spring for Dying Light 2 Stay Human. That comes out February 4th, but it looks really good in terms of action RPGs. I tend to stray from the horror genre, but it looks incredible. If there was an action RPG, just a regular one that looked the same, I definitely would consider more getting that. I think it is classified as just an action RPG and not necessarily horror, but it is a horror game. So I don't think I'm gonna go for that one, but like I said, it looks really good. Kingdom Hearts games are finally coming out on Switch on February 10th, but just on a cloud version. So if you have limited memory space, you may have to delete some things or buy a memory card. I had to get a memory card a while back when I didn't have enough room, and I wasn't able to go out and get physical copies of games. So I wanted to get the game right away, and I had to get the memory card. I think it's a good investment anyway. After seeing so many of Final Fantasy games come out on the Switch, I thought for sure they were going to have at least one Kingdom Hearts game that would have a Switch release. But they must have wanted to wait for the whole collection before they started a port. So this release may be a bit too late in my opinion. So next, Horizon Zero Dawn. I've never played Horizon Zero Dawn, though I was blown away by the trailers early on before that first game came out. Horizon Forbidden West is not the top of the list for me, but it might just be the thing to get me through the rest of the winter if I'm not too busy with Pokemon Legends Arceus. It's a possibility I might spring for that one. Now, full disclosure, a lot of highly anticipated releases can be lost on me if I'm too busy waiting for a big name like Breath of the Wild or some other Nintendo franchise game. But as I look through the updates, I'm finding other games that are highly anticipated, like Elder Ring. And as I understand it, I think it's a story from George R.R. Martin. Try saying that 10 times fast. A new story, not a sequel to anything, but it looks really good. I've never gotten into the grittier, more realistic-looking fantasy games, other than when that first Fable game came out back in the day, and considering the technology at the time, that was considered realistic. So I think I'd really like to try this one out. Oh yeah, and Witcher 3, of course. I've played a little bit of Witcher 3 too, so that's really the extent of sort of the fantasy genre, but like more realistic version of it. Still no word on an official release date for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Now, I had some potentially very exciting news for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, but everybody did. The word was since Kitase and Nomura were special guests on the 25th anniversary event, that there would be some news for Remake Part 2, but I wasn't holding my breath for this. The announcement came on Final Fantasy Union's Twitter. The rumors, the hints, since Square specifically said they weren't going to have any updates for 2021. People are getting a little anxious and rumors are starting again. That was slightly reminiscent of when we first started getting teases and trailers for the first part. But a lot of events would come and go, and we would get our hopes up, and we would be let down. I do have to give Square credit, though. Just before the release of the first part, that hype and the trailers and everything were incredible. They earned a lot of respect with me then. So hopefully that hype can start being elevated again. Hopefully once they start with the release of information, it's going to be like it was last time, just hard hitting and fast. So I'm looking forward to that. Well, hopefully that'll happen sometime soon. I heard something about later 2022, and when I hear later 2022, I think something like fourth quarter, and I get a little bit a little disappointed. But we have a lot of other things to look forward to. So this is a perfect segue to movies. So for February 4th, Moonfall and Jackass Forever are out. They're pretty much filler for those weekends. If you're into disaster movies or masochism, more power to you. I'll probably also be skipping Blacklight on the 11th, another Liam Neeson kick-ass movie, but only because I've already seen Taken. I'm not going to watch that one. Also, as I mentioned in my last video, I'm looking forward to Death on the Nile coming out on the 11th, based on the Agatha Christie murder mystery of the same name. I won't see Marry Me. I kind of like the premise. I think I've seen a little snippet of it. It's all over YouTube. And it's pretty cool. Like the celebrity, she sees the guy holding the sign, and I think the whole movie's based off of the premise of what if she actually did marry this guy. So I think it's cool, I guess, if you want a chick flick to watch with your significant other on Valentine's Day. I'm probably not going to see it because the last Owen Wilson drama I watched was Marley and Me, and I still haven't recovered emotionally. I don't know much about the movie Dog that's out on the 18th, but it appears to be a buddy comedy featuring a dog. The 18th also has Uncharted coming out. I haven't really decided yet on that one, though I'm a fan of Tom Holland and I'm not opposed to seeing him in anything other than Spider-Man. He seems a bit too young to be a good Nathan Drake. He seems like the type of guy who he'll look young for a long time, but maybe he'll fill out the role. I mean, he's a great actor. Mark Wahlberg always struck me as kind of one-dimensional ever since Transformers. Like when they release the not as popular sequels for movies, it's almost like in Transformers, it's as if it were presented as the sequel that Shia LaBeouf wouldn't do. So Mark Wahlberg had to take its place. Plus, it was Transformers, and they just crank out sequels like nobody's business. All that in mind, like I said, I still might see this movie. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Free Guy is coming out on Disney Plus on the 23rd. That I will watch. It's Ryan Reynolds, and what you see is what you get. Kind of throw every joke at the wall, see what sticks. But a lot of the jokes do land. I bet he could do really well in a completely serious role. But I am looking forward to seeing this movie because I heard some good things about it. And then The Desperate Hour, The Devil's Light, and The Outfit are all releasing in theaters on in the US on the 25th. I don't really know much about those. I don't really have anything to say about those. So, on to shows. The trailer for Moon Knight released earlier in January with a release date of March 30th. That means after Book of Boba Fett ends, in the second week of February, there is a long wait where not much is coming out as far as shows for Disney Plus, other than some making of featurettes for Marvel. I know The Proud Family's coming out, and that has a pretty big following. I remember when they were on TV. A lot of really good movies that have been released in previous years are coming out on Netflix in February. Whether I've seen most of them or just not interested, there are a couple of new things that have caught my eye. I did not see the first season of Space Force, but seeing the second season come out, I might give it a watch, only because it has Steve Carell and Ben Schwartz. So with me, it already has a reputation to uphold. I imagine something akin to Office and Parks and Recreation hijinks, political commentary, a little bit of sci-fi, but nowhere near to the extreme reach of fiction like Star Trek, or closer to what I would imagine this could be, the Orville. But I should just watch it instead of just making assumptions. And Cuphead. I'm really curious about this one. I may take a peek at the Rabbids show too. A lot of game franchises are gaining traction in film and shows. This has been going on for quite some years, but I think it's finally gaining some ground here. So that's something really interesting. I wouldn't say I'm super excited about like Cuphead and Rabbids, but very intrigued. Well, that's it for entertainment for February for me. Leave a comment and tell me what you're looking forward to this month. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell.